Portman?
Can I, again, thank the committee for its focus on the Safeguarding American Innovation Act, and particularly the role China has played. And I want to thank Senator Carper because we have spent the last year and a half focused on this issue. We did a year-long investigation under this committee. This is a product of this committee because the PSI subcommittee did it. Then we issued a report, which was shocking, about what is happening around our country. The money that we ask our taxpayers to put into research, $150 billion a year, how much of it is stolen effectively by other countries, specifically China. We asked the FBI and other federal law enforcement, including our U.S. attorneys, to get more engaged. And after our report came out, there have been numerous arrests, probably some in your states, of these individuals who have taken advantage of, frankly, our naive approach to this and taken our research, and specifically examples of alleged behavior where scientists connected with China have taken money from China, really from the Chinese Communist Party, and then moved that research over to China, often with a replicate lab in China. The stories are unbelievable. There was another one just this week of another scientist who was arrested. This one is a researcher at Stanford for visa fraud who lied about being an active member of the Chinese People's Liberation Army while she was performing research at Stanford. NIH recently has fired or has encouraged the resignation of 54 of their scientists, 54. We know that NIH, well, NIH is not telling us what we're asking them, which is we need to know the names of these people and what their connections were. They have yet to tell us that, which is discouraging, despite Senator Carper's and my attempts to figure this out. But they have indicated that of those they're investigating, 90% have ties to China, 90%. And in my own home state of Ohio, we had a guy who got a grant from all of us, from NIH, $3.6 million. And then he fraudulently, and of course without telling anybody, including NIH or the Cleveland Clinic or Case Western Reserve University, accepted $3 million from China and a lab in China and a deanship in China and housing in China and transportation to China, and actually took biological samples from Cleveland, Ohio to China. I mean, this is unbelievable. And it has helped fuel the rise of the Chinese military as well, because much of this research has been military research, as you can imagine. And so it's happened for 20 years now, and we've been blind to it. So this legislation is, I think, a very responsible approach to it. It's based on the facts. I know some of you have some concerns, even though you did not vote against it today, and I get that. And we want to address all those concerns. Senator Carper and I have now met or talked to every single member of this committee about this legislation. We offered a substitute today to address concerns that have been raised, just to clarify some points, particularly with regard to our universities. I will tell you, I am discouraged that our research universities lodged a letter into the committee just in the last 24 hours without going through Senator Carper or me. By the way, we've talked to them numerous times. We've addressed their concerns, so we thought. And frankly, of the 4 concerns they raised, 2 of them we'd already addressed in the substitute amendment, which if they had asked us, we would have told them. And the other 2 we're happy to continue to work with them on. But I will tell you, our research institutions are not just naive about this, they sometimes want to look the other way. And I know there's a lot of money involved here, and our program does nothing with regard to stopping undergraduates from China coming to these universities, nothing, which apparently is one of their big concerns, right? We do not address that issue at all. This is about people who get research dollars from our taxpayers and then in turn take that research to China and leapfrog us, in essence. They're not using it for academic purposes, by the way. So anyway, I don't know, Senator Carper, if you have anything to add to it, but I want to thank you all for allowing us to move this through committee today, and we're open. We're open for business, right? We're very open to your input and your comments, but we've got to figure this out in a bipartisan way and tighten this up and do it as soon as possible. And by the way, everybody involved, the FBI, the agencies like National Science Foundation, National Institutes of Health, the Department of Energy that do all the research, they all get this, and they all want help. The State Department needs help with regard to the visas. They've asked us for it. So anyway, Senator Carper,
Yeah.